I am not even going to attempt to try and say the title of this film. It's a French title. I could have looked it up online and listened to how someone else said it, and then I could have ripped them off by saying their words out of my mouth, but I don't want to do that. Hey legends, welcome along to another Laurel and Hardy review here. Now, I am not even going to attempt to try and say the title of this film. It's a French title. I could have looked it up online and listened to how someone else said it, and then I could have ripped them off by saying their words out of my mouth, but I don't want to do that, and I have a hard enough time even trying to pronounce names, so I'm not even going to try and attempt to pronounce the title of this film. You've seen it on the thumbnail or the podcast titles, so you know what it is. It's a French language version of two combined short films from Laurel and Hardy. It was released in 1931. It's a French speaking version of Be Big, and last night's review, Laughing Gravy, is tagged on at the end of Be Big. Pretty much in the film Be Big. Now, I haven't watched Be Big in quite a while now because if memory serves, we haven't got that far. And it does get to see the English version of that there. This has come in here because, as I said in the last review, each DVD in the box set has a theme, and the theme for this here is snow. So of course, yesterday's episode, there was a lot of snow on there, so of course they're going to have that on this one as well, French speaking. But I think Be Big was put on there just to kind of fall out for the French speaking audience. And the thing that really blows me away about Laurel and Hardy, and I have said it about them in the past, is when they do something like this, they do it wholeheartedly. There's a couple of, I can't recall off the top of my head. I know the Laurel and Hardy murder mystery film was redubbed in Spanish, if I believe. If memory serves, I think it was Spanish. And there was another one, and again it was like a combination of a couple of things. But in each one they've done, Laurel and Hardy actually speak the language that the film has been reshot on. Like nowadays, if films are been sent over for a foreign release somewhere, they're just going to dub over it. They're going to re-record the sound and re-record the different actors just dubbing their voices over the top of the original actors, and they could have quite easily done that with Laurel and Hardy, but like they've actually taken the time to actually reshoot the films. And in the Laurel and Hardy murder case, like, you do really need to look close to see the differences in that film. It's just scene for scene, shot for shot, pretty much. There's a few shots have make it in from the other version of the film. Don't get me wrong. There's like, they're not going to be speaking the entire way through the film, but when they are on screen and they are speaking, they're actually speaking the language, and it blows me away just to see that commitment to detail that these old films had, and something that's sorely lacking in modern filmmaking. Basically, in Be Big, Stan and Ollie, they fail to join their wives for a weekend in Atlantic City because they've been invited to a stag party at their lodge. So Ollie pretends to be sick and gets Stanley in on it, and of course the wives decide that, and I'm bringing this off the top of my mind because, as I say, I haven't watched it in English version yet, so it's kind of, I just watched through the whole thing and tried to recall Be Big, but again, it's been so long since I seen that film. I was a small child last time I watched Be Big, and I'm coming 40 at the start of the year now. So yes, there's a whole just disaster after disaster of them trying to get, basically it's getting rid of the wives, and they're trying to get changed into their lodge uniforms to leave, to go to this stag weekend, stag party, and it doesn't happen because of just everything that goes wrong for them. Like Ollie ends up putting on Stanley's boots by mistake, and of course Stanley is a huge, big, giant, tubby man, a little bit like myself, whereas Stanley is very small, so he gets his feet under the boots, he can't get back out, and there's a sequence of, and it doesn't sound funny as I say it, but there's a sequence of at least 10 plus minutes alone of Stanley trying to get these boots off Ollie's feet. Absolutely hilarious. There's a bed in their apartment. It's one of these beds where it's in the wall and you pull this cord and the bed comes down, and by the end of the film the two of them try to hide in there when they hear the wives coming. The wives have spotted them in the uniforms. They jump onto the bed. Stanley pulls the cord and the bed flips back up into the wall, and the wives pull out a couple of shotguns, as is the case in a lot of the Laurel and Hardy films. Take a few shots and you get a shot from outside, a camera shot from outside the building they're living at, and the whole wall explodes and the bed falls out onto the street, and that is where Be Big would have ended off. So the kind of like a way to tie it together with Laughing Gravy is when it picks up and they're in the hotel or the boarding house, whatever it may be, and they're trying to hide the dog Laughing Gravy from the landlord. It kind of ties it in as the wives have kicked them out and they're in here, and then we go on to Laughing Gravy again. If you want to hear more details on that, go back to the last upload, not the last upload, yesterday's upload, Laughing Gravy, and check that review out. So again, the detail and the professionalism that I'm seeing now, watching these again as an adult, that I didn't appreciate as a child. And you know, in all fairness, we wouldn't have never seen the French release here anyway, but you know, seeing it now, like you think of Laurel and Hardy, you think of two inept clowns that are just good at nothing. That's kind of like the characters that they had, that just everything they turned their hand to messed it up, and they're just known as being complete and utter clowns. And just to see them taking the time to actually, like, you know, it shows a huge level of respect for their audience, actually taking the time to learn the language and speak it on film, and they do it so well. Like, listening to them speaking, especially in Laughing Gravy, there's an emotional part towards the end where you think that the friendship is going to split up, and they have a heartfelt moment where Ollie kind of sends Stanley on his way. Again, go and watch the Laughing Gravy review to get details on that, but just the way they do it, you would swear that they spoke the language their entire lives.